Hi, and welcome to Standing on the Edge with me, Tom Payne, and Sam Christie over there in the lake.
You're all right, mate. I know, I understand your camp program. I understand it. Keep it going. You know, I like eating the trout.
We're up at Clynconnac. We've been filming beneath the surface of the ice.
I like the viscerality of it, the corporality of it all.
So Sam's been beneath the ice in a 6.5mm wetsuit.
You shouldn't hyperventilate when you snorkel, because, you know, it can make you worry. It's just not good.
It's a country lane, and two tramps of the fighting order are preparing an ambush for an unsuspecting cyclist.
Shall I be one of the tramps?
You could be one of the tramps. Yes, you're Davy Cameron.
David Cameron tramp.
No, I'm going to be the other tramp. Okay, you're... Yeah, what am I? You're Old Nick Clegg. Old Nick Clegg, okay. Old Nick Clegg the tramp and Davy Cameron the tramp. And you're chuckling. You're really chuckling in anticipation of the tumble to come. What you don't realise is that the cyclist is an early exponent of BMX. Not only will he get his bicycle over the rope that you've laid across the road, but in the moment of highest elevation, he will balance the penny farthing on the rope and then speed off. Well, you're very irate. It's failed.
I'm not being the tramp anymore. I don't understand what you want me to do.
You've got to fight by yourself. You've got to that's it, that's brilliant, that's brilliant. And you're so engaged, you don't realise that the cyclist has returned with a very large black dog on a tow chain, slobbering lips, grinding teeth. Shall I stop?
Yes, please. And then it all goes dark.
That's quite frightening, isn't it?
Okay, well what we're about to do is we're about to take the boat out over Clynconnac and we're going to sail into the middle of the lake. And once we're out there in the middle of the lake, we're going to introduce you to the next of our videos.
The place, Museum of Modern Art Wales, a Tabernacle, Machynlleth. The artist, West. There's an elusiveness about anything you're trying to be good at, isn't there? You know, if you're a writer, you know, I will go and clean the taps in the bathroom rather than go and write.
Yes.
And then I think it's not quite tidy enough, so I tidy up.
Yes.
And everything to avoid committing yourself to whether you are good enough. Did you ever have that doubt in your mind?
Yes, I describe that as a kind of nervousness or fear, because when you're making work, sometimes it looks terrible. That's one thing that happens, and then you think, am I going to go on with it? Sometimes it's going well, and that's equally bad, and you think, oh my God, I'm going to ruin it, I've got to run away. And if you're in a city, that's great. You can walk out the door into the street, you know, busyness, things to do. I think when you're living in a relatively quiet, isolated position in the middle of the countryside, then you are confronted by it all the time. So you have to kind of deal with it. And yeah, I think that nervousness while you're creating is a sort of fear of failure or a fear of success, or just a fear of it being too important, you know, because we all like to hide, or at least retreat into something that's kind of routine and we know and, you know, you can get on with. So if you like going to work, having a job and knowing that you've got to go somewhere and be there at, you know, sometime fairly early in the morning, hopefully, and meet people and do all those things. That's the security in that. So there's two things there, really. I got an opportunity to go to work as an art administrator. I was very lucky to be offered a job as organising exhibitions.
And you didn't mind that coming up
when that
putting
happened,
you off your own work?
I didn't see it like that.
Didn't?
Because I didn't stop doing my own work, but I stopped putting it out into the public and concentrating on it. When that happened, I saw it as a great opportunity. I thought, God, I'm lucky. I can go to this fantastic art centre and choose artists to put on and kind of try and get the press interested in it. And I just took it on as something that was really, really interesting. And then that led on to a job doing artist residencies. And again, that was a fantastic thing because you sort of were able to move artists from being people that tend to do things for free a lot of the time, and then 1% of them will suddenly get the opportunity to be, successful, if you like, to a situation which we have in Wales where there's maybe thousands of artists actually on the ground, and several hundred artists are getting opportunities to do a commission, go somewhere, do a residency. So that was all very exciting to do, but it wasn't expressing my whole self. And I think, this thing about expressing your whole self, I sort of feel with Sculptor I am actually expressing what I feel about the world.
Well, it's bloody freezing here. There's only a small rope between me and eternity. Little tug, and that's the end of that. So this boat is no longer securely tethered to anything.
And this is now on record, so criminal damage. Brilliant. Well done, Tom.
Better let's say nothing.
Giants, 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 giant. Before 5 every morning, I wake from morning to night. I'm handling money, my own and other people's, and I see what the human being about me is a giant. You only have to start doing something to realize how few honorable people there are in the world.
Outside of that cumbersome creature. What was that?
has been the first episode of Standing on the Edge. Thank you very much for joining us. That's goodbye from me, Tom Payne, and him, Sam Christie. Shouldn't have winked, should I?